Good evening, Madisonville. All right, ready to get this going? All right. Everybody's ready for this? All right, so we're all ready to get this meeting started. Oh, I have it here. We did have one late addition item as a handout. With the acclimation table on top. Wait, is this unmuted? All right, how's that? Is that better? All right, thank you. When I tested it, there was nobody else in the room but me. So we have a late handout. It's got this Ackerman Group logo at the top. I'll explain this later in the meeting, but I want to make sure everybody had an opportunity to get a copy of it. All right. I've been informed that we have a quorum and we can get this meeting started. All right. So if you don't mind joining me in a moment of silence. Thank you. If you can do so, would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America. All right, thank you. Excellent. So this meeting is being live streamed and recorded. So it's currently available on Facebook. So that is what this camera up here is for, in front of the speaker. After this meeting is over, you can go to Facebook if you need to rewatch the video. It also will be uploaded to our YouTube page. All right. So there is a packet back there with the agenda on the front. If you don't have a copy, please quickly grab some. In there is the treasurer's report, as well as the meeting minutes from the previous two meetings. So if there is no objection, I will file that away. All right, so I know everybody has, this is the largest crowd we've had for a meeting in a very, very long time. Thank you. All right. And so also the previous election that we had 2 years ago was before the COVID vaccine was distributed, and our meetings were still primarily online, being hosted online. So we're trying to revert back to our processes that we used 4 years ago. So how this will work is we'll go through the public administration announcements like police and fire as normal. Then when we get to the community council board reports, the nominating committee who was elected over the summer, they will present the ballots, and that's when we will start the election and pass out the ballots. The election will continue until everybody has voted. Once everybody's done, we'll close the election. Then we'll keep moving on with the meeting while the ballots are getting tallied. And then as you see at the bottom under new business, that's when we will make the announcement of the results from the election. Okay. A hand, hold on. Oh yeah. And because of the size of the group here, yes, please raise your hand.
Here, I'm going to make a motion to move the election to the beginning of the meeting.
Okay. That was seconded by Dave Johnson. He filed a motion. to have the election be moved to the beginning of the meeting. And that was seconded by Dave Johnson. So you have a motion on the floor that needs to be voted on so that we can open the discussion. Okay. So this is a vote of the active membership. So if you signed it on a piece of paper with your name on it out front, you're an active member and you can vote on this. So by show of hands, how many yeses do I have? All right. That is a lot. Are you making a motion for a voice vote? Okay. Seconded by Jim. Okay, so by voice vote, how many yeses do I have? Yeah. Thank you. By voice, how many noes do I have? And by voice vote, how many abstentions do I have? Okay, no abstention. Now we open the floor for discussion of the item. So basically people making pro and con arguments of why we should move it forward. Okay, oh yeah, sure, thanks. So I saw her hand up first and then Alex.
Here I come.
I have a question regarding this handout that just came for the Ackerman group. It appears as though they're asking for.
It's okay, so I'll explain. That's a later item. I mean, so that will be explained later in the meeting.
And why I'm asking is because I was going to say, if you're going to do the vote for the elections early, can this come right after? Because apparently they're asking for some money.
That item is not on the agenda. I'll explain that later. Okay. Jumping ahead a little bit. All right. All right. I know Alex had his hand up.
I guess about the moving the vote up is a great idea. What I would like to, know, this is a proposal, but I would like that each candidate at least comes up to the mic and states why they want to be a voting member of this community. I mean, it's an important position. Politics begins local, the local politics here. And I would like to hear from each candidate as to why they want to be in that position. I know that only one position is contested, but it doesn't matter if the other ones are not. I think it's important for the community.
We have to settle this motion on the floor first. Okay, so is anybody else having to say about moving the election to the end meeting? Okay. I'll get a motion to close discussion. I say Jeff, seconded by Alex. Okay, so by voice votes, who would like to move the election forward to the beginning of the meeting? Yeah. Thank you. By voice vote, how many no's are there? Hearing none. Are there any abstentions? Hearing none. Because as parliamentary procedure, you vote on opening discussion on a motion.
Can you do that?
Correct. Mhm. Okay. So, all right. So we can now open the election. Okay. So Alex, you had a motion on the floor. You wanted to make a motion on the floor. Repeat it one more time.
So my motion on the floor is to have each candidate speak briefly on why they are wanting to run for that position.
Okay,
Thank you.
is there a second for that motion? Yep, Jim Diesel, thank you. That is a seconded motion, all right. So now we vote to open up discussion on the motion that's on the floor. So by voice vote, how many yeses are there? All right, by voice vote, how many noes are there? You. The yeses. So if the 5 candidates are going to come up to the mic, or sorry, so we're discussing this item, does anybody want to argue in favor or against having the candidates introduce themselves? One hand?
So let's set a timer and keep them to 1 minute.
Somebody else have your hand up?
Me. Sophia, did you have your hand up? Oh, okay, sorry. All right. All right, are there any other comments about the item to have the candidates introduce themselves? Okay. Can I get a motion to close discussion? Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right, so by voice vote, how many yeses do I have to have the candidates introduce themselves? Yes. Thank you. By voice, how many noes do I have? Do I have any abstentions? Hearing not one. Yeses have it. So if the candidates are willing to come to the mic and introduce themselves at this stand up here.
President,
And Bolin, can you go first? Do you mind going first? Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kate Odos. Why I want to be community council president? She's 9 and she's floating around here somewhere with her friends. Oh, there she is. This one's too. You do it for them. You do it because they deserve the best that the neighborhood can give them. They deserve to know the history. They deserve to see the present. They deserve to see what the future can build upon. There's this sense of ownership, I think, that we all have. We coined it a couple of years ago. I got really sick of people saying it's my neighborhood, it's my thing. You know, I live on my street. And so several years ago, a group of us got together on the board and said, you know, it's ours. It's all of ours. So we coined the ourmadisonville.com. We wanted to make sure that everybody felt like they had a piece of the neighborhood. There's been a lot of discussion the last couple of years about what that looks like. And does that mean? I'm also really long-winded when I get passionate. Hi, my name is Ann Boland. I've been a Madisonville resident for over 20 years. I've rented the entire time. I was also
I am also a resident of St. Paul Village. Most of my neighbors don't have internet and live on very few $100s a month. I have empathy for all of Madisonville and for the gentrification that's going on in our community. But unlike my opponent, I want to do something about it. I think it's time that all of us come to the table and sit down and figure out how we can fill the space at Madison and Wetzel, and how we can become neighbors again and a united community, not a divided community as we are right now. As I was standing greeting my friends, I was yelled at by board members. That's what happens at our board meetings. We need to stop that.
Time.
Yo.
Vice President.
Oh.
Come on.
Hi, my name is Monica Hill, and my family has been here for over 60 years, and you can prove it. I am the third generation in this neighborhood. Unlike some people, I know what change looks like. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, and I've seen the indifferent. I'm actually wanting to do something and honestly do something, not just say it so it looks good, say it's shiny, no, I actually want to do something. I'm running for vice president for my daughter. I'm running in honor of my grandparents. They died in the last year. I don't want this neighborhood to have them buried here and it be a disgrace to what they did for this community.
Give him my mic. Jeff.
Jeff. Hurts.
Hey, good evening. I'll try to make this really brief because I know there's a Bengals game tonight. But I am Jeff Hart and I'm running for treasurer unopposed. So I think I need one vote. That'd be great. I am here for the person who's been screaming. My wife is very influential. She encouraged me to run, but in all seriousness, we've been here, members of this community since 2012, when my wife and I bought what we thought was our starter home, which has now become our forever home. We've chose this community because we believe in this community and we want to raise our two young kids in a community like Madisonville. So I'm here to do my best to help drive impactful change. Thank you.
And Angela. Pearson, you ready?
Want to come to you?
Here, Angela, I'll come to you.
Hello, Madisonville. Hello, Madisonville. Madisonville is a wonderful community as long as we come together, stand together and unify. I've been here all my life. I'm rooted in Madisonville. We used to call Madisonville Manville. Now it's Madisonville because it's upcoming. Because of gentrification. Well, I'm glad to see so many people coming out here tonight. We need y'all to come here more often. Because it's 9,000 people that live here in Madisonville. And it's said that we are neighbors, but we don't know each other as neighbors. We need to get come together this holiday and have some kind of gathering so we can come together and meet each other. Because the more we know each other in this community, the more we can stand and unite, the more we can build. And we need to work on a grocery store. Don't y'all think so? Everybody else in different communities are getting a grocery store. And we need to come together. Together we stand, divided we fall. Numbers come in power. If we get enough people, we can get a grocery store in our neighborhood. We just don't have enough people to come and support each other. Let's stand together. I'm glad everybody came out tonight. Let's see you again the next time we have our meeting. Thank you.
All right. All right, so the next step. Thank everybody for that. The next step is that the nominating committee presents the ballots, which I think they already have, so cool, that's good. So gonna try to do this as orderly as possible.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anna Albee. I'm the current recording secretary, and we've been spending this entire time trying to figure out how to get all of you to vote as quickly as possible. So here's how it needs to work. We need to make sure that each person voting is a registered member. So Susan and me here have binders with everyone who's a registered voter's name. So she and I are gonna plant ourselves up here, and we're gonna go like 2 rows at a time to come up. Give us your name, we'll check you off, and we'll give you a ballot. And then once you finish filling out your ballot, Brian, if you raise your hand, he will come around and collect. Does that make sense? Yeah. Oh, awesome. Yes. So we will just be checking your name. So the only thing you need to do is tell us your name, and it has to be in the binder. Yes, Anne. Yeah, we will make sure we come to people who need us to come to them. There are a lot of you, which is really awesome. But you can tell this room is not set up to make this logistically easy. So for those that we need to come to, we will make sure we come to you with the ballots, but we'll try to get through people quickly here. Okay? All right. Now it's going to get a little chaotic. So I'm going to set up over here. So I will be having kind of this side will come to me, and then this side will go through Susan. And once I get through my people, I will start helping Susan. Yes. We do. Doesn't matter. We're just going to try to do a couple rows at a time, so it's not a lot of people climbing over each other. Okay, everyone. Yeah, and we're also going to be giving out pens, but feel free to pass those around to neighbors as you finish using them. Okay, everyone, here we go.
Okay.
Do you want to dismiss Rose?
Oh, you can do that.
Okay, so we have the first 2 rows come up.
All right, last name. So, nice here too.
We're gonna continue the meeting as normally scheduled. When we get to the business portion of the meeting, they will make, the announcement of their tally. Okay, so first up is our neighborhood liaison officer from District 2, Officer Martin.
Hello, good evening. I am going to talk about the stats for Madisonville. Actually, the part 1 crimes, they're actually down, which is good. The thefts of autos are up. And those are, again, the Hyundais and Kias. We're still having an issue with the Hyundais and Kias. I don't know what they're gonna do. I have no idea what that Hyundai and Kia is gonna do. Even though there are some people that are getting their mechanism fixed as far as getting their cars stolen, they're still having issues with the vehicles being taken. But that's, I don't know what the dealership is gonna do about those vehicles. And also there is a lot of theft from autos, so just be mindful. It's the holiday season and people are going to be looking for things to steal so they can give them away as gifts, unfortunately. So if we can be mindful not to put valuable items in our vehicles to prevent thefts from your car, that would be great. And other than that, that's good. Just be mindful. And also when you have your car running when it's cold, don't do that because people are going to steal your car because it's cold and they want to get where they need to go and they want to be in a warm car. So just be mindful of that as well. And other than that, there's nothing else. Do anybody have any questions for me? No questions?
The repaired cars are getting stolen too?
No, they're not getting stolen, but I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, it's not our issue or whatever, but I hate to say, I don't know what Kia or Hyundai is going to do as far as people's cars are still getting hit. They can't take the actual vehicle, but they're still getting hit. And yeah.
I just wanted to say that here is a living witness. Sister Teresa, she's had her car stolen, and she knows what they do when you replace it, when they try to.
You know, you still can file a suit. It's a 12-page, gotta be filled out and sent by December.
Yeah, I'm aware that you can do that, but I'm speaking as far as the cars are being targeted because they're so easily, they're able to be stolen easily. That's what I was speaking of. Yeah.
They take care of that.
That's beautiful.
They're coming out with this, they say they're coming out with a device for them, so it'll make it harder for a person to steal them. But they haven't solved that, what device they're gonna put in them, so you can't steal them. They said it on TV.
They have the device. They are putting those, whatever they're doing with the mechanism, they are putting those things in the vehicle, but they're still being broken into.
One back here.
And one thing about the car being stolen, another thing, you can go to your dealership or go to the police station and they can give you a lock of the club to put on your steering wheel. That way nobody cannot steal your car and all that sort of thing. And another problem, I've been hearing on the news that people have been breaking into cars that see the guns. And those who have guns, if someone's going to leave the car leave the gun in the car, you should keep it locked up somewhere in a place where nobody can see it.
Or not even put it in the car.
Yeah, where they can't see it, like put it in the box or lock it up in the trunk somewhere. All that sort of thing.
But it doesn't happen.
Yeah, well, back during the summertime, I was talking to some residents that live on Wasco. And 4 of their windows in their cars been broken into. Did you get a report on that?
I mean, I would have to look back. I mean, I have so many reports and things of that nature. I would have to look back. That's something that I would have to look at.
The new Madisonville, has the crime gotten better? Or
Yes.
It has?
Yes, ma'am. It has.
Okay, considering what, the last 5 years?
Well, I don't know. I'm new to the neighborhood.
Oh, okay,
but-
gotcha.
But what
Has gotten better? Okay.
Is there any other questions? I'm seeing no hands, so thank you very much.
thank you guys.
All right, so I think next up is the library. You know, they had an announcement they wanted to make.
Hey all, how you doing? I'm Mariah, I'm your manager at your library just down the street there. Good to see you all. Those of you stay, thank you. Speaking of levies, I just wanted to give a big, huge thank you to all of our Hamilton County library levy supporters. So this was, some of you might know, this was a 10-year, 1.5 mil levy renewal. And so it did pass last week. Very grateful. I looked up some Madisonville specific stats because I am a data nerd. And there was a particular show of support in our 2 largest precincts here by 64.4% and 67.43%. And so I'm just really appreciative to our thoughtful and considerate voters for showing that show of support so we can have that stable, consistent funding that helps us continue to offer our programs and services in Madisonville and across the county. So thank you very much for that. 2 more quick things. Speaking of some of those awesome programs and services that we do, we've got a fun festive program coming up next month. And I'm gonna try and say this, it's a puppet show by Wump Mucket Puppets. Yep, that's it. And they're gonna be performing like a fun little, they're calling it Frozen Follies on Saturday, December 16th at 2 o'clock. So this is like a local puppeteer group. Gonna be a good time. Registration is recommended because if you've been in our meeting room, it is smaller than this one, and I imagine it'll be pretty full that day as well. So please do register online, or you can just call the branch to get you registered that way. Last but not least, thinking further ahead into next year, believe it or not, tax season, right? So the United Way is again offering free tax preparation program with us at the library. So that'll be on Monday nights in February, March. Yep, February, March. Most Monday nights, not every. I don't have that schedule nailed out just yet, but it will be in our events calendar. So be on the lookout for that. And big thanks to United Way for continuing to prioritize Madisonville in this way. Thank you all very much. Are there any questions?
Programs for you have with the library.
In general? Yes, we do a ton. So most of our programming, I would say about 60% of it is focused on kids and teens. Get a lot of tweens as well. I saw Kara running around. We see her often in our program. She was showing me her slime. So we do lots of craft and kind of stuff for kids. We have started doing some more adult programming as well. So we do an adult computer skills class. We have an adult craft night. We do Tai Chi. We have a book club for adults.
Is Tai Chi for seniors?
It's for anyone, but I think it is mostly seniors who do attend regularly. Yeah. That's on Tuesday evenings, 6 o'clock.
Crafting and sewing machines?
Yeah, we do not have a sewing machine at our branch, but we do have an embroidery machine, which if you don't know how to sew, I do not it's way cooler because it does it all for you. Exactly, so we do have, maker programs for sure, but a lot of, so we have I hope many of you know, we have a really awesome maker space at Madisonville. We have an embroidery machine, and that's by appointment, or sometimes, like I said, we do programs that we just kind of, demo to everybody how it works. Yeah.
Right, and I guess just on the programming note, like, what are the options of people looking that up on their own?
Oh, yeah, thank you. So you can either come to the branch and we have physical paper calendars, or you can go to www.chpl.org and then hit events. You can click Madisonville and it'll show you all that we're doing. Thank you, guys. Oh, one more.
Is there any disposition on the old building yet?
Oh, yeah, we get that question all the time. So we are still retaining it. There's no plans to sell currently. We have internal departments that are using it. So our computer services works out of there often, as does our facilities department. So there's no plans to sell it currently.
Right. Is that it? All right.
Okay, thank you all.
Very much. Right, I think that's the end of our public administration announcements. Okay, so finishing the rest of the community council stuff. The packet you saw me hand out, we have extra copies up here in case you didn't get it from the Ackerman group. So they have a request with the city of Cincinnati for development on the Sierra lot. That's the parcel behind their second building, catty corner from Artsville, across from the existing parking lots. That green space there next to the original police substation. That spot there, that's what's detailed in here. And so talking with them, the last time we had a developer come to the community council to present, we got a lot of feedback from members wanting to take more time to review the project. And so this is their kind of their way of trying to help facilitate that. So make sure you grab a copy. We have X-rays that you can give to your neighbors or your family or friends. And so that'll be on the agenda in the December meeting, which is the third Thursday of December, which is the 21st, here at 7 p.m. And so kind of hold your questions for this project until then. I did get confirmation from that there will be some staff from the city who will be here. And that can kind of help clarify any kind of questions or concerns about the TIF district, because that is part of the request. So do this at your leisure. Please tell everybody you know, and we'll see you in December for that. The other things I wanted to highlight, there's something else. Okay, yeah, the membership form for 2024 is on our website. If anybody pays dues in November and December, you're like credited for 2024 as well. Sometimes we have people who accidentally pay more than once in a year, so we usually make that a credit for your next year. So that is an available option. And how this works is at the end of January, when January is over, if you haven't paid your dues, you'll become an inactive member, and you just have to pay your dues. But until you do, you don't get to like make motions and vote and stuff like that. So I'm going to hand it off to Miss Tony from the Madisonville Youth Community Council. So she had an update for everyone, as well as a request that she needs approval from the general body for an expenditure.
We've been running the council since 2011. And I have a whole new group of kids now. 15 kids. We were a long time ago, but it's a whole new group, because all of those have graduated, a lot of them in college. So I'm trying to get the uniform stuff together again. Really need this. So I'm trying to ask for a motion. Am I saying it right? To get funds from the council to buy the shirts and hats and stuff again for the new group of kids.
I'm asking for $500.
Someone has to make the motion. Somebody has to make the motion. Okay, the motion.
The council, to support the kids, they wear like uniforms and things like that. And so I think this will keep them a little more connected. I got mainly boys and stuff, so it's really good.
Okay, who's the motion by?
Oh, Miss Tony, and then seconded by Kate. Yeah, Kate seconded, yeah. Okay, all right, so I guess we're still doing voice vote. That's, yeah, so we're gonna vote to open up discussion on the item. What?
Any questions at all? I'm sorry. Any questions?
Okay.
Is this coming from the youth community council's account, not the general funds?
It's supposed to. I
Okay.
don't know what's in it. I had talked to her about it, so I don't know what's in it.
All right, any other questions? Okay. Good. Okay, so now we vote. All right, so do we still voice vote? Okay, thank you. All right, so. There you go, okay, how about that? There we go. Great, great technology, all right. Okay, so, voice vote, by voice, how many yeses do I have? Okay, thank you. By voice, how many no's do I have? Hearing none. And by voice, how many abstentions do I have? Hearing none. Yes. The yeses have it. Thank you. Okay, so I think Kate's got to do an announcement for other events. Is that no? Been kind of like also trying to like stall for time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I finish my speech?
No.
What do you have to do in your packet?
No.
Yes, I'm presenting as education and arts and rec. If you look on the last page of your packet, it's the annual meeting, so we did an annual report, so you can look at what what our committee, arts, recs, and education, did for the year, in terms of programming, funds that we raised. Flip side of that is also the membership numbers. There was a question a couple months ago about membership numbers. I like charts and graphs, so I made a graph going back to 2016, because that's the data that we had of just what membership has looked like. I'm also, Carrie told me that I'm a very nerdy person, because if you want to see the other graph where it's by month, you can actually see on the election years where it like goes up exponentially in November. And then you look at like people coming in January and it's like 12. So I'm that nerdy person, I like you. Of note, because I'm just sucking up time right now, trying to help them out. We've got a couple of things coming up in December. If you have kids, if you like the holidays, if you just want to come hang out with other people in the community, there is a flea market in partnership with PTS Joe, so John P. Parker's PTO and the rec center. So flea market, if you want a table, it's $25. That goes to the PTO and it helps pay for school dances and offset trips for the kids. But if you want to just get rid of stuff in your house, very relaxed flea market. If you just want to get rid of stuff, make way for new stuff, or you like to do like the whole reuse, repurpose, and you just want to come shop, come hang out. That is December 2nd. December 16th, we've got the annual holiday workshop. This is the 6th year in partnership with Artsville. Come hang out, drink cocoa, make little crafty things, watch movies in the background. It's always a good time. We're partnering with Shantae at Stylish Lemise that Monday, because that week right before the holidays, all the kids are out of school. So we were like, what do we do with these kids? So that Monday, we're going to do an ugly sweater / t-shirt workshop from 1 to 4. That Tuesday, Cincinnati Shakespeare Company is coming in and they're going to do a 2-hour workshop with our kids. So we'll look for registration out there. And then on the 20th, Again, a drop-in workshop, these are all drop-in things with the exception of Shakespeare, you want to actually register for that. But kids can come in and do like a take and bake craft, think of like the old school mason jars, they can learn how to measure. So everything is geared toward the STEAM programming that we're doing here with John Parker, as well as just in general that we see our kids doing. It's just something to keep them active, keep them busy, and they get to have the chance to like make stuff to give to somebody else. And then because we had canceled Shakespeare due to the rain that unfortunately then never happened in the summer, Shakespeare is actually coming, Cincinnati Shakespeare Company is coming February 24th. We're actually going to have 2 showings of Romeo and Juliet. So there's going to be February 24th, there's going to be a 2 p.m. showing and then a 7 p.m. showing. Both of these are tailored a little bit more toward our 4th grade and up, because they do a Q&A afterwards. So you'll have a chance to ask questions, also for adults too. But you'll have a chance to ask questions, see how they do things, ask about the behind the scenes things. So we're actually getting a better deal. We're getting 2 shows this time. So things to look forward to. That's it. If you haven't paid your dues for 2024, go ahead and do it. You can do it online. There's a QR code back there on the table. We will happily get you squared away. It's one of the things Carrie mentioned before. Come January, when we need to vote on things, we need people to be members so that we can get them passed. Is that enough time, son?
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
It's a question.
Oh, there's I didn't.
Miss, when he was asking about the funds for the kids, and you were asking, or someone was mentioning, I think there was some information that said fund. If the funds were in that fund, are they automatically transferred, or we have to vote on having the funds transferred to ensure that the kid gets the money, she gets the money that's
The
needed?
second part, yes. If there's money available, I'm not remember, I always ask the financial question, just because they do have a separate account that they put money into, which also reminds me, because we forgot to talk about the fundraiser for the kids. I always try to make sure the stuff for the kids is funded. We are doing a tailored luminaria this year. So, luminaria. So the sandbag with the candles. We're doing something a little bit different this year. So the youth council is actually doing the fundraiser, Miss Tony forgot about it. So all the proceeds are going to go to them to help again offset the programming and the things that they do throughout the year. But the goal is to light up Madison Road and Bramble Avenue. So in years past, we've done it at people's houses. So we're looking for people to do donations. You can do a sidewalk set for $15 and a balcony set for, on the sheet back there, $7.50, I think it is. The kids are going to put together the kits. The kids will put the kits out on the sidewalk on December 9th. So it's just a really cool opportunity to light up Madisonville along those 2 main avenues, because we tend to do a lot of things on Madison Road, but also let's not forget Bramble. So light up Bramble, light up Madison Road. So if you're interested in purchasing a luminaria, again, there's a QR code on that back table back there. All the proceeds that they make are going to go to that youth community council for all the cool stuff that they do all year long.
That's like they're still going. Some other items to just mention real briefly as well, that we did have that final meeting from the Madison Road traffic study. So the next steps for that, right? So there's a page on the city's website that has all the project details. So I did ask that the city so what happens is that the consultant that was hired is going to create a final report collecting all of the feedback that was collected. That's going to be sent to the city. And I asked, can that be like publicly available somehow, right? And so they said, yes, we can put it on that project website. And I can circle back like in a month from now to see if that's been uploaded. But basically the next step for the project after that is, it kind of depends. So budgets being budgets at the city. So the transportation department will look at all of their projects that they're working on. And they also will assess really what it is a grant is gonna pay for this. So it costs this past year to resurface 1 lane mile. And so a lane mile is actually 10 foot wide. So a 30-foot wide road that's 1 mile long is actually 3 lane miles. 1 lane mile, they're getting contracts for $500,000 last year. So they're definitely aggressively pursuing grant money to offset those costs for these really larger corridors, you know, and arterials and stuff. So that's kind of, we'll keep you up to date. And the good news for that is almost every single grant program that go out to try to pay for this has requirements for public engagement. So there's like a formal defined process. So there's not going to be any major changes happening to our section of Madison Road without it being much more widely distributed and announced. I think that's the big stuff. Does anybody have any questions about all that? If not, we can move to agency announcements or neighborhood partners. We can start with Artsville. Did you have any announcements from Artsville? The business chamber?
Try to make it quick.
But you can take your time, we're still coming.
Would you like me to sing a song? I think y'all want to do this. Okay. The Business Chamber has been chosen again to be the Small Business Saturday Neighborhood Champion. So you will see a lot of designs if you haven't seen them already for that. Also, we're running the Simply the Best contest again this year for small businesses. Last year, School of Rock won first place. Raise your hand, Josh. All right. We'll see if they'll still hold the crown this year. Agape Cafe got second place, and Olivia Day Spa on Madison got third place. So you will see on Facebook or Instagram, no, you can't see this, something that you can scan and you can put in your two favorite businesses. Okay, that will run through December 23rd. Second, Best Point is not here, but they're running their Hugs program, which they do every year. The drive will benefit over 500 students in their program. It provides holiday gifts, and they're asking for help funding their messaging through end of the year, given to their annual fund. So you can go to their website and get those as well. We're excited about our 2024 election. Chris Fab has been chosen again to be our vice president. And we have a new treasurer who happens to be in the room. His name is Jason. Raise your hand, show everybody who you are. Jason brings a wealth of knowledge, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm just gonna say it. Yes. And he's gonna get our operational budget and all of that in a good place, okay, so that we can move on forward. I think that's all I have. Okay.
Yeah.
Sing a song.
I will survive.
I don't think that's true. All right, thank you.
Is that a motion to start karaoke? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so things, questions. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole Chambers Cunningham, and I am the founder of Rising Stars of America. We will be hosting a holiday toy and book giveaway on Saturday, December the 9th from 12 to 2:30 p.m. If you know of any families that are in need of gifts or books for their children to put up under the tree, for this holiday season, please have for them to either visit our website, which is www.risingstarsofamerica.com, or you can also search it on Eventbrite. You have 10 days as of tomorrow to have those families register. So if you guys can please just share this with your family and friends and let them know, we would greatly appreciate it. It's gonna be held at the Matterhorn Apartments. It's gonna be all kind of amazing gifts, toys, Santa. We're gonna have some special guest appearances. There will be a DJ. It's a whole 9 yards. So please bring your families out. Again, the gifts are going to be, even though it's free and it's open to the public, it will be for the children that are 12 years and younger. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I think it's time for the business portion of the meeting.
Yeah.
Done, okay, they're done counting, and so we can make the official announcement for the 2024 to 2020, I don't know.
Sure, yeah, okay. So, I'm gonna start with corresponding secretary. Congratulations, Angela Pearson. We had no candidates for recording secretary. For treasurer, congratulations, Jeff Hart. For vice president, congratulations, Monica Hill. All right, so for the president, this was our one head-to-head vote. We did have 2 abstentions. And then congratulations to Kate Botos, who won with 77 votes. To Ann Boland, who got 58. So 78 to 50, 77 to 58.
Okay, so at this time, does anybody have any other business for the organization, like something to vote on or anything like that? Okay. You have a question, okay? Potluck at the December meeting for the holidays. Yes, I'll look into that. Especially if figure out, especially if this is a difficult time. Yes, I will look into that for you. Of having either a potluck or food, which is a good idea just in general. We do have things to vote on. So we would be great to have a quorum and have all these people that were here today. Would be great if they could be here. All right, so you have a question? Tommy, okay. So full disclosure, he's my neighbor. So. And yeah, but I guess that's no, maybe that's not payback. He gives treats to my dog, so my dog will go outside and yell at him when he sees him of like, give me my treat, where's my treat? Or run over to his door and just wait. So okay, so no more business. So does anybody have any announcements for the group? We kind of did that, but there's any other? Oh, yes, sorry, I got behind. Yeah, I remember. So New Life Temple has an event Saturday morning. What time was it again? 10 to 3. 10 to 3 on Saturday. Yes.
President, the cheesecakers, they have like a little storefront that they are allowing me to lease. So I am raising money to do that. I am existing now, but it's not new. What's the name? Maya's Bakes.
Maya's Bakes.
Yeah,
How do you just? Nope, that's for the meeting minutes. Sorry, making sure. All right. So unless nobody else has any, oh, I see a hand from. I'm sure you have.
And so maybe I
But I do know that they are preparing for a number of people actually widely get out in the community. It's on Facebook, but I don't know if you know that I bring on.
Yep, that's noon tomorrow. It will also be, it's an honorary street name, so the name of the street's not changing its legal name, but there will be that honorary second sign below it. And, yes, and that's, tomorrow at noon. Yeah, they didn't contact me about it. Or, yeah. And so it's an honorary street naming. It will also, that process is also on city cable. So you can watch that on public access or on the City of Cincinnati's Facebook page or the city cable website. So if you can't make it, you can watch it later on there as well. Okay, is there any other announcements? Okay, motion to close. Congrats. Okay, thank you. We'll see you guys next month. Thank you.